of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, keep your aspiration ardent and sincere, and never forget that you are the child of the Divine. It will prevent you from doing anything unworthy. With always our love and blessings, says our Divine Mother. Shri Aurobindo Savitri, Book 1, The Book of Beginnings, Canto 3, The Yoga of the Soul's Release, page 47. A glimpse was caught of things forever unknown. The letters stood out of the unmoving world. In the immutable nameless origin was seen emerging as from fathomless seas the trial of the ideas that made the world, and sown in the black earth of nature's trance, the seed of the spirit's blind and huge desire, from which the tree of cosmos was conceived and spread its magic arms through a dream of space. Immense realities took on a shape. They looked out from the shadow of the unknown, the bodiless namelessness that saw God born and tries to gain from the mortal's mind and soul a deathless body and a divine name. Words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, taken from the collective works of our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Book on the Mother, topic, her gaze. This gaze is the gaze of the Supreme, united by an interdependence in a fusion with the consciousness which reflects the beauty and ananda of existence without deforming it. From this look emanates the joy of existence, the power of manifestation of the eternal truth, the divine compassion, the love of perfect union, the benevolence without limit, as well as the wrath of God. These eyes communicate directly with your soul. It becomes like a bridge, says our Divine Mother, and I transmit the force. It passes directly from my eyes like a ray of light. Our Divine Mother says, if you could look straight into my eyes, concentrate truly, without moving, without thinking of anything, with an intense determination to unite with my consciousness, to be in relation with this intensity of force which emanates from me through my eyes, then I can do much. If you are receptive, if you can absorb by remaining absolutely calm and concentrated, aspiring to identify yourself with me in an irresistible call towards this perfect union, you can be sure that silently I can lead you towards this unification with me just by the intensity of the force emanating from this lobe. Our Divine Mother says, I work a lot, I do many things with these eyes which reflect the soul. These eyes communicate directly with your soul. It becomes like a bridge, and I transmit the force. It passes directly from my eyes like a ray of light, invisibly, invisible for those who have not developed the inner vision. But it is in this way that I communicate and work to change the consciousness, the attitude, and to illuminate and guide it for the total progress of the persons whom I see. Our Divine Mother says there are all sorts of methods that I use according to the individual cases. Sometimes, when I hear from far a prayer or a call, a sentiment, an ardent devotion, even a mental formation, a sincere aspiration, or a vibration, then I concentrate deep within myself to distinguish better and judge the magnitude of this aspiration or this vibration. And when it appears in my inner vision, there it is as clear as I see you in front of me just now. I hear everything and I send the answer. It does not get formulated, it does not take time, it is spontaneous, aimed directly at the person who is calling me, and the work is accomplished. Our Divine Mother says, it is in a total comprehension that the work is done. You see, it is indirectly direct, but I would say it is more effective and total because it is with the truth of His being that I communicate. There is no resistance there. I do not have to pass through these mental, vital, and physical layers. And our Divine Mother gives a gesture, or the psychological formations, habits, social customs, or spiritual deviations, nor the resistance of matter, of ignorance, of inconscience, or even of nature, which resist my intervention. Our Divine Mother says like this: it is direct, in a perfect and mutual understanding, without an intermediary, the work of putting the peace and light or the love is accomplished in an instant. Our Divine Mother says, you understand, you are all tied to my consciousness in my universal being, in my original form, which is more true and real, united by a spiritual interdependence where all the barriers crumble. I envelop you like this, and our Divine Mother gives a gesture, in a big, or rather in an enormous sphere. I protect you all against any mishap or attack. I cradle you, I take care of you. I teach you and guide you constantly so that you may live a pure and healthy life devoid of all pain and suffering in a constantly progressive blossoming which leads to the new creation. Our Divine Mother says, you do not know how much you are all a part and parcel of myself, that I consider all of you as the precursors of the new race. Our Divine Mother says, my child, this is the truth that I see, the true sense of your existence. There, the question of why or how does not arise. What a good fortune, my child, to be able to participate in this incomparable and unforgettable event. Once you have experienced a little of this phenomenon, it is a complete redemption. My child, this is what all of you are for me, and even more, which I cannot describe in words. My child, this is what I see, unrolling before my eyes like a cinema, but as concrete and real as a terrestrial existence. Our Divine Mother says, my child, I can gaze and gaze without wavering, and my gaze merges into the immensity and eternity of space where time does not exist. My gaze explores beyond all things, beyond all existence, beyond all known realities, and leads towards that inexhaustible vastness where truth remains inexplicable, where nothing is formulated, yet everything emanates from there. It is the source and the origin of all terrestrial or ultra terrestrial existence, even beyond the manifestation, something that cannot be expressed. Yet it is the essence of an experience that has been lived. You know, when I look and concentrate intensely, it is no longer I who look, but the Lord who looks through my eyes. Then I do not see any outer appearance, any material thing. All disappears from my view except the soul of things with which I communicate, and that tells me everything in an instant. It is so clear, it is so precise, in a perfect perception, invariable, spontaneous, and true. Our Divine Mother says, in His vision, I see pass in front of me the things which have no real similarity to the things I usually see. But it is real and seized by the eternal will. This look can arrest the course of events, change destiny with an unforeseeable power, annihilate the forces which oppose, create what is necessary for the new creation, and preserve what needs to be transformed to collaborate with the divine. Our Divine Mother says this gaze is the gaze of the Supreme, united by an interdependence in a fusion with the consciousness which reflects the beauty and ananda of existence without deforming it. From this look emanates the joy of existence, the power of manifestation of the eternal truth, the divine compassion, the love of perfect union, the benevolence without limit, as well as the wrath of God. Our Divine Mother says this look of the divine consciousness, in which love pours out itself in an unending flow to save the world by an infinite compassion towards men and creatures without distinction, in a self-oblivion which leads by waves of immortal joys, radiating the symbols of the infinite which go back to the origin. This look, born on the borders of two marvelously astonishing worlds between the unknown and the invisible, lives in the powerful light of the suns which shine within in the deep caves. It sees beyond the worlds and these common things, communes with the powers that built the worlds, and enters into the depths where secretly the aspiration is born, because this look has broken the hidden seals. These eyes, says our Divine Mother, are illumined mirrors seized by an unfathomable delight and love pouring in an interminable flow. This vision climbs back to the high summits where the spirit soars in the joy and harmony of the heavens of the eternal truth. The spirit of beauty expresses itself in these eyes. This gaze, full of divine compassion, absorbs all the suffering, pain, and miseries of men and the creatures of this ruthless nature, dominated by anti-divine forces, and renders them pleasant, loving, habitable, without having this world would be a veritable hell. These eyes measure, survey, sense rather than see things as one sees them. His gaze, so loving, so sweet, full of sympathy, pours out of a divine compassion which relieves and consoles the miserable and agonizing earth that is trying to free itself from the clutches of the anti-divine and hostile forces. There is in his eyes the love that transfigures, the light that gives life, the energies which are released to protect, and the power to bless, to sustain, and to help in the progress, says our Divine Mother.
विफलं स्वादद्य नष्टन्यो अभिजापशीते समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नो हनीषया शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यति अन्यमेषवस्य महिमानमिति वीतशोकः सत्यमेव जयते नामृतम् सत्यमेव जयते नामृतम् सत्येन बन्धा विगतो देवयानः येनाक्रमन्ति ऋषयो यप्तकामा यत्र तं सत्यस्य परमं निधानम् माया हि